Yo, what's up? This is Ashton. We're here with we're here with Ashton as well. Yo, what's up? And today we're gonna be doing something pretty interesting, right?
I'd say so.
Well, anyways, it's so fucking weird actually.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're pretty much gonna have like a pod. We're just gonna be talking to ourselves basically, huh?
Yeah,
but
that's pretty much right.
we've talked to a psychiatrist. And
but it's
okay, do you want it? Okay, fine. You can explain.
So we've talked to a psychiatrist. The thing about this psychiatrist is that apparently she doesn't have a psychiatric degree, which I guess isn't a big deal if you know the knowledge. Like the paper is just to like formalize it or whatever. But she doesn't have a psychology degree or whatever, psychiatric, whatever the fuck you need to be in that position. And she charges $100 a visit, and she doesn't accept insurance. However, in the area we live in, Canyon Lake, in the little business town, a lot of them don't usually accept insurance unless it's fully covered. If it's copay, like they're already cheap enough.
Yeah.
But well, okay, you can go back and explain this one now.
Okay, well, basically, she's not like legit on paper, but
legit.
she's pretty legit with at least helping me. I don't want to say us, bro. That's a dangerous word. Once I say us, it's like fully locked in.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
But she treats me pretty well in the sense that like she'll bring up things that she notices within me, and then when I do my own research and look into what she says, it is pretty accurate as to what is affecting me or what I am expressing. It does match up and make sense to me.
Yeah.
But we have essentially she said internalized BPD, borderline personality disorder, which we're unsure exactly how that is.
Just a little.
I thought it'd be like bipolar. I thought that was like the formal for bipolar disorder, but apparently bipolar is pretty similar.
No, it's similar, but it's like same but different. You know,
It's same but different.
That's okay. Fuck it. All right.
Yeah, like anyways, what I'm trying to fucking say here is we have a mental illness where
Sort of.
she says the word disassociate, but the easiest way to explain it is like I've kind of just lost contact in trying to express who I am, if that makes sense. I no longer yeah, this sounds crazy explaining it out loud.
Yeah.
It's a little bit weird, but I no longer believe that I have a choice in my life, in the sense that no matter what I do or say, no matter how much I try to do something I don't think I'll do, I'm just meant to do it. So to further explain that, it makes sense. It feels as if I'm just meant to live the movie that I'm in, as in I'm the main character of this movie. My name's Ashton.
Mine too.
Yeah, okay, shut the fuck up. My name's Ashton, so I'm living the movie of Ashton, and whatever happens in Ashton's life is meant to happen. It's like a predetermined destiny, whatever. Is that the right? Fuck it, that's the right word. So
I'd say so.
yeah, it's just we've come to this point where it's just kind of like we accept who we are, but by accepting who we are and living through this perspective, things have gotten
A little bad.
not so great.
Yeah.
if you would put it that way, right?
Yeah.
I mean, well, I don't know. Okay, this is what I'm saying. Like,
What are you saying?
I don't know how to explain it. We just overthink. So it's like when it gets to the point in certain situations, we've learned to mold to our environment. You kind of went on a little tangent about ourselves, but let me just explain what we're telling to the fucking uncertified psychiatrist.
Yeah.
We mold to our environment socially. So if someone acts a certain way, we'll start acting that certain way. If someone's more flagrant or more, they just have more of a personality, we open up, we have more of a personality. If someone's to themselves, if someone seems more judgy, we just we kind of mirror that personality that they have. And I think the main problem for us is oh fuck, I said us. The main problem for me. Yeah, you're better at saying I, you selfish fuck. I'm fucking saying, you know what, fuck it, I'm saying
fuck
us.
you, bro.
What's easier for us though is you made me lose my train of thought, you fucking asshole. We mirror
That's your bad,
personalities,
dude. That's not mine.
and by doing that, when we look back on it, we realize we just have a mask on socially, and it's hard to kind of truly be ourselves. And by doing that for so long, we've kind of lost touch, and we overthink on how to act in front of someone, to the point where we've kind of lost how to act like our true self. And it gets to the point now where we'll be in like social interactions, and we'll be acting the way that we think we want them to act. But then like when we notice that, and we're like, okay, we should be ourselves, because that's, you know, we learned that that's what we should do. But we can't do that anymore. So there's situations where we realize we're not truly being us, and it's kind of like we disassociate, and we're like, you know, outer body experience, watching ourselves act this way,
Which is
and
weird.
no matter how hard we try to like get out of that that mode of mirroring personalities, it's hard to truly be ourselves after that. Like, it's just fully automated at this point where we can't control it. It's just that, like, it's just we automatically you know, mold and mimic what personality we see, and it's kind of getting a little bad.
A little.
Well,
It's a lot.
all right. Well, fuck. All right. Fuck. Go for
Is
it. Go for it. So I would say the simplest way to explain it is like we just lost control of who we are, or who we were, whatever, past tense, future tense.
All the tenses.
We have worked so hard to mold ourselves to everybody's personality, where it feels as if, like, you know, doing it for so long, you're so used to copying people that you've kind of copied so many times that you've lost touch to the foundation of like what I used to be. I'll say we too. Fuck it. What we used to be, and we lost touch on who we are. Like, when we're by ourselves, like, we totally know who we are. But when we're with people, it's just, we just automatically just become the person we think we need to be around those people. So it's gotten to the point where it's easier to notice when you're with different groups of friends, because then you start to think like, oh, I'm acting this way when I'm with this group, I'm acting this way when I'm with that group, I'm acting this way when I'm with this, which is considered normal, and it is. But for us, it's become we've become too conscious of it, where we realize, I don't want to act this way. I want to act like, you know, the person that I am 24/7. Like, I feel like that's easier. But when we realize, whoa, we're acting, you know, we're acting this way to, you know, fit in with this group, and we try to change it, we can't. And then that's when bad things happen. And we start going through this mental roller coaster of like, who the fuck am I? It's like existential crisis, dude. It's a midlife crisis, and
to all the
you know,
things,
as we
crisis.
like to believe, 23 is just a midlife crisis, even though 23 is still considered young. And I think people say it's still considered young because once you're in your 40s, everything feels like it's fucking young. Well, I mean, we've wanted to die, you know, at the age of 30. Not that we're gonna try to, but
We've tried before.
Well, hey, that's between us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't know. It's just it's just hard to explain what's going on right now.
Very hard.
But I guess it's just we want to just find ourselves again. We've separated ourselves into multiple different people, and it gets exhausting because it's kind of like you're lying to someone and portraying yourself as pretty much someone you think they think you are. And I'd rather just portray myself as who I really am and not have to keep up front with all these different personalities. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd say you would agree, right?
I would I would agree. I would agree. It gets exhausting, but
Yeah, it's just kind of with the whole aspect of just trying to find who we are and just be that person 24/7. I think that's the process of just like realizing what we truly like to do. A big problem is like our drinking problem because it helps us prevent that social barrier of being the person that we think we need to be, and when we're drunk, we're able to just be who the fuck we are and not give a fuck. The only problem is, while it helps us get to that point, there's kind of a dependence on that, and it gets a little complicated because now we have to rely on alcohol to bring out the person we want to be.
Yeah.
And, when you drink a lot of alcohol, you get alcoholic problems, which kind of run in the family.
Right? Yeah, it runs a,
yeah.
it runs a lot in the family. Mainly on my father's side, which, nothing to blame on them. I still choose the route, but
not their fault.
I feel like we could both agree where we didn't think that it would ever be a problem. It was just kind of like a weekend thing, and then it turned into like some of those weekends where it lasts more than one day on the weekend. It'd be a Friday, Saturday, and then it'd go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then sometimes you're like, holy shit, I've been drunk this whole week. Obviously not the whole time, but like I've gotten drunk every day. And I think it started.
Oh,
just dropped my phone.
Dropped our phone.
God, we need to stop saying that shit. It's wild. But it just got to the point where like it kind of hits you where you're like, damn, I'm drinking a lot. And then those days where you stop, doesn't happen a lot, but there's times where my hand starts to shake, and we've talked about it before, where it's like my uncle used to be a pretty bad alcoholic. He would get the shakes, and we started getting the shakes, and then we started getting like negative effects with alcohol, where we'd stop drinking alcohol, and not only does your body feel like shit and it reacts when it doesn't have it, but then your mind also reacts to it. And for a while, we would only notice like the physical aspects, because the mental aspects do happen. It's just you're less like conscious and aware of the mental aspects, because you think like, this is how my brain works all the time. But we started getting the mental aspects of like kind of like anxiety, kind of like,
not kind of like a lot of anxiety.
Go for it.
All right. Well, we experienced a lot of anxiety. We started thinking to ourselves a lot. We started thinking in our head a lot while we're in social situations. Back then, I feel like we were more of in the moment, and we were able to just talk without thinking. But now, like, we can't have a conversation without thinking ahead of what to say.
Fucking sucks.
I remember being at work and having a conversation with a resident, and I forgot exactly what I said, but I said something to response of what he was talking about. And then he immediately went like, oh, you think ahead in the conversation. That's pretty interesting. And then he just went back to talking. But like for some reason, that simple
it fucked with us
observation that he gave me made me realize like, whoa, I didn't realize what I'm doing until he brought it out. But I do try to think ahead in a conversation, like trying to think like, how will I respond to this? And conversations no longer are conversations. They're like chess moves. Like chess moves. I don't know. I don't know why people weren't gonna understand analogy, but yeah, it started to be like a game, conversating, and things became too conscious, and it was no longer me talking. It was me behind my. How do I explain this? It was no longer truly me talking. It was me controlling the character that I am, trying to hold a conversation. If that makes sense. I don't think that makes sense. Okay, well, apparently, makes sense to us, which makes sense.
Doesn't make sense.
God, if I had a nickel for every time I said makes sense. Okay, I'm going to stop saying makes sense.
It's kind of...
I can't, bro. Now I've fucking lost track of thought. Damn it.
Well, I think
what you're trying to say is, like, we're pretty much, a lot of people are on autopilot. They don't have to think about who they want to be or like what they want to say, like autopilot, and we're off autopilot, and we no longer can get back to autopilot where we can just, do what we want, say what we want without thinking. Now everything's just, too conscious.
Way too conscious.
So I think the main step for us is just kind of get back to our roots, and just pretty much get rid of one of us. So one of us has to die. Hopefully it's not me.
No, it's gonna be you.
We'll see who earns the right to control this body.
Hopefully,
which sounds wild to say out loud. But
yeah,
we're just trying to get back to our roots and try to stop worrying about other people's perceptions, other people's judgments about who we are. Because as we get older, it comes to the point where it's like, who gives a fuck? But I think it's time for us to stop being us.
Yeah.
Fuck us, bro. We fucking suck. We just need to get back to who we were, and we don't have to get exactly back to who we were, but we need to get back on the track where we don't have to drive the plane 24/7. We can just let it,
bro.
drive itself. So
Tesla that shit.
I think we're pretty good, right?
On what?
This podcast. I don't think we explained too much. I think we repeated ourselves a lot.
We explained a little.
That's kind of what happened when you talk to yourself.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of what happens. Right, grow the fuck up. So we'll see where this goes. It's kind of complicated talking to yourself. It's a little annoying. No offense.
Same to you.
All right, but yeah, we're just gonna end this podcast right here, and next time we'll have an actual topic other than a long ass introduction. That's probably been like what, 30 to an hour.
Feels like an hour.
You think it's been a fucking hour? I think it's been like 40 minutes. Well, let's just cut it off right now. All right. So, anyways, my name's Ashton.
My name's Ashton.
And see you later.
All right. Peace.